Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
Welcome, everyone. Hello. Do we have the most special episode in the history of the Weekly Wow today? I cannot wait to hear the wows that come out of your face today. Today is the Weekly Wow from CRTs. That's right. Certified Referral Trainers have been training the last couple of days, and now they're going to share their wisdom, their words of wisdom with you at what we are creatively titling the CRT Summit. This is a free summit. This is awesome. For the newbies, the people that are maybe newer to what we're doing, we will be referencing some of the 7 levels of communication in the next few presentations. I have to tell you that it's actually pretty rare for someone to tackle a level like electronic communication. And Chad Kraft is the guy to do it. And I have to tell you, this is extremely exciting for me to hear what he has to offer and what I've heard over the last couple of days. You are going to be blown away. Make sure you hang on to the very end. Chad Kraft is a marketing maven. He's a marketing expert. He started his first real business at the age of 14. I don't know about you, but I was not starting a business at 14. He lives with his wife, Casey, and dog Slater in Orlando, Florida. He enjoys scuba diving and laser tag. Without further ado, let's bring on our guest, Chad Kraft at chadstime.com. Chad, welcome to the Weekly Wow.
Thank you, Michael. Man, it's so good to be here. I never thought I'd be introduced by you and be speaking to the generosity generation. This is so awesome. I have a question for Jin. Have you ever met with someone and thought, wow, this is it? This is the golden goose of referrals. This person is going to be the best referral source for my business. And nothing.
Yes.
No referrals. Yeah,
we have all had that, right? Your expectations are through the roof. I love it. That's right.
You get no referrals. You maybe hear from them again. Maybe get a text message. You never know. But imagine you had a system in place that would take you from a stranger to the preferred profession of everyone you meet. That is what you will learn today. The 3 steps to communicating to your new contacts electronically to become the chosen one. Now let's define what electronic communication is. If it requires electricity for you to use it, that is electronic communication. The one exception I would say is a phone call, because you used to not necessarily need electricity for phone calls, and it's more of an immediate reaction. It's almost like you're face-to-face, just without seeing their face. I would also say FaceTime and Zoom are probably the exception, especially post-pandemic. But everything else, like your text, your emails, your social media, CRMs, pre-recorded videos, your website, those are all forms of electronic communication. And it's important to make sure your electronic communication is all set up correctly, especially when we're thinking about branding. You want to make sure that you have your personal brand. If you don't have yourname.com, get it right now. Brand your own logo. You want your clients and your referral partners to be doing business with you, not necessarily your company or your brokerage. You want them to have a personal relationship with you. And the easiest way to do that is with a personal brand. So now that we have the definition out of the way, let's jump in to the fun part. The electronic communication plan it all starts after you meet with your client or your referral partner the first time. You want to set the intention to become their chosen one, their preferred professional for what you do. You ask them for a chance, a time or two a month to earn the right for their business. And then as soon as that meeting is over, you should send them a text message. It's okay if you wait a couple hours, but I recommend doing it the same day for sure. And what I do is I send a little emoji guy who looks like me, a little animated guy. He's waving, and then I just say something along the lines of, "Hey, Michael, it was so great to meet with you today. This is my personal cell phone number. If you have someone to refer to me, give them this number. You can tell them it's safe to text, and just feel free to share it with anyone who you think might be a good fit for my business or my services. Um, I'm going to send you a business card as well. We'll talk soon." And then I sign it just casually Chad in case they met with a couple people that day. They know it's me. Rarely does someone's animated figure look like me that they've met in the same day, but I'm sure it happens. The responses I generally get from that are, "Hey, it was so great to meet you. Hey, I learned a lot. I can't wait for our next meeting." And you did really well when the text you get back is, "Hey, I just thought of someone I can refer to you." If you get that text, then moving on to steps 2 and 3 is a no-brainer. So the next day, you'll want to send an email with something valuable. I like to think of it as something that they could have paid good money for without you giving it to them for free. So something that they'd go out and pay for either on your website, um, anything that helps them get to where they want to be, get to their transformation. What I do is I send a PDF guide that is how to create the perfect elevator pitch. Since I mostly meet with business owners, that's something a lot of business owners struggle with. So I give them that tool. And then I also give them the opportunity to meet with me free for a strategy session to come up with that elevator pitch if they're having trouble. I lay it out in the PDF, but if they, can't think of everything, I want to offer them that free session too, which is another valuable item. And then that, for me, allows them to see kind of my process when someone's working with me. And then I offer them additional ways to connect with my company, like sharing my Facebook page, my LinkedIn, my personal Facebook page as well. And then I sign it off with a PS. My PS is to forward this email to someone who might be struggling positioning their brand in the marketplace. It can be whatever serves your business to kind of generate referrals early on. Now, the final step in this process, though it should not be your final step in a communication plan or even an electronic communication plan, but it's a good place to kind of get the ball rolling, is to send them an email on how to best refer to you. I send this a week after our first email. If you're calling and sending power notes in between, spacing it out might be good, waiting 2 weeks. Whatever works best for the system that you have in place right now, space it around that so that you're not, sending them too many touch points quickly. In this email, you should lay out the most effective way to refer to you. Do you prefer calls? Do you prefer text? What about an email introduction? Face-to-face? Would you like to have coffee with your referral? Or should they just give the contact information of you to the referral and let the referral make the first move? Whatever your process looks like, that is the right answer. I like to give 2 options so that they're not just stuck with one way, basically on the comfort level. I do call or text, or give them my contact information to reach out based on the comfort level of the person who's referring or who they are referring to me. And then I lay out my sales process. I do this so that they are comfortable referring people to me, so that they know that, hey, it's not going to be a pushy process. He's not going to make them buy something they're not ready to do or make them buy something they don't need. And it just kind of, shows them what it's going to look like to do business with me and makes them comfortable with that. And then at the end of the email, I just thank them again for the opportunity to be their trusted professional. And then I sign off professionally. So again, this is not the end of an electronic communication plan, and it's nowhere close to the full communication plan I recommend. But it is a great start for anyone who's wanting to take 7L and implement it, because we're all used to sending texts. We're used to sending emails. It's really painless. I think the most painful part is designing your little animated emoji and making sure that, it's accurate and you're not, no wishful thinking is being done. So it at least looks like you. Yeah, it's just an easy way to start making these 1-degree tweaks. So I hope you are ready to implement these 3 steps to communicating with your new referral partners. The first step is sending a text after you meet them. Always make sure you thank them for the opportunity in that text. And then 2 is sending a free goodie that's something valuable that they could have easily paid for, along with a PS to encourage referrals. And 3 is sending an email teaching them the best way to refer you. And again, I like to give 2 options there. If you are scared to take the leap, the text is the easiest way to start, and then you can work your way up from there. And if you want to schedule a call with me, go to chadstime.com and we can go over the communication plan you have in place. You'll see mine in action, and I can even give you some scripts that I use.
Boom. That's all I'm going to say. That was awesome. Question that we got from the audience, by the way, put your questions in the Facebook Live or in the comments, is how long between the text and the valuable email and then the how I prefer to be referred email? Like, what's the timeline between each of those?
So text the same day you meet them. The email is the day after. So if you meet with them on a Friday, I wait till Monday to send that email. And then the how to refer me is a week after you initially met them.
So 7 days later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love that. I love all of this. And here's the thing, right? Is that for Chad, this is like a no-brainer. This is so simple. For a lot of you, this could be your entire e-com plan, and it would be enough, right? So you've got the text. Another question that we have is the emoji. Where did you have that done? Is that a Bitmoji or what? How did you have that done through someone, or how did you, by the way, for those of you that don't know what an emoji, it's like a caricature or a cartoon figure of yourself, basically.
So the one I do is with the latest iPhone updates, they have where you can do, I think they call it a Memoji. But before they had that, I did Bitmoji.
Yeah.
On Facebook, I use the Facebook one that they just rolled out. And I think if you've seen some of my interaction on Gen comments, you've seen my little Facebook emoji.
Yep. The happy anniversary
looks like me
one, right?
Wearing a suit. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. I love that. This is so good. And, a side note on the how I prefer to be referred is don't be afraid to ask them in that email, how do you prefer to be referred? And that will create even more interaction, and that will continue your e-com plan even by accident, because they are going to respond to that. Trust me, on how they prefer to be referred, because they want to be referred as well. I love this. This was so good, Chad. You have given such a great and easy e-com plan. Man, thanks for being a guest on the Weekly Wow. That rocks.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as I am switching out and changing panelists, do me a favor. What was your biggest aha during Chad's presentation? What was the thing that really jumped out to you that is going to be something you are going to do that, you know what, it makes sense to you? It feels good. It's right. And you love doing it, right? What are you going to do? What are you going to do differently because of what we just learned about electronic communication? So, all right, same thing in the chat window. What are you going to do differently? What did you learn from Chad? I have learned so much from Chad already. I love the use of the emoji in the text message. And also, you know what that does is, at a meeting, a lot of times we're at a one-on-one or a Zoom, they're talking about themselves a lot, and they may not learn that much about you, honestly. It's just how it happens, right? An hour goes by, you've asked a lot of great questions. For 45 minutes, they've talked about themselves, which is okay. So the next step on that would be proper follow-up. And here's the thing that I'll tell you as well. If you have an e-com plan as part of your follow-up, is you won't worry about them knowing about your business because they're going to learn about it as time goes on. So you're less concerned about it during the meeting, and you don't walk away from the meeting and go, they didn't learn anything about me. That stinks. But no, in this case, you're like, you learned a lot about them. And that is honestly, that's valuable arsenal. Those are valuable weapons, is knowing more about how to help that person, about how to please that person. And that's going to lead to the business. I love the valuable email. If you don't have a PDF that is like on an elevator pitch or something like that, then you know what you could do is just from your conversation, email them an article from Google about what their biggest challenge was, or something you know will be helpful. If they love to golf, send them an email on, you know, maybe the 10 tips to a better short game, something like that. So Chad, love that.